Yo, what's going on, guys? This is a MyLeague online gameplay, and my opponent is 46-1. You heard that right, 46-1. So he's pretty good to say the least, and his team is pretty nasty. His starting five is Wiggins, Batum, Durant, Ibaka, and
Bruh.
Verja, who just gets the most bullshit I've ever seen. As you can see right there, fucking and one when he's not even looking at the rim. But yeah, it's 46-1. I'm 17-5, I think. Haven't been playing too much 2K. I really just don't enjoy it right now, especially how the gameplay is and the shooting and the fact that blocks are OP, CPU defense is OP. And I have a few things to read to you guys or let you guys know that Mike Wang said about patch 3, which will be the upcoming patch for the game. Now, first, it should be released sometime in November, and he said that it should be finished this week. So I'm thinking with the time that Microsoft and Sony takes to approve it, submit it, and release it, it's probably going to be the middle of November or late to the end of November. Now, what he said with the CPU defense being overpowered in program, it will be addressed. Blocks will also be addressed. So, like, poorly rated shot blockers like Redick won't block LeBron anymore. And now, shooting wise, basically, he said for wide open shots, there may be a slightly buff for in terms of actually making the shot, obviously, but anything other than that, like contested jumpers or I think shots to the rim won't be changed. Actually, yes, shots to the rim will be changed. So basically, if you see a more physical animation where it's like body to body, big guy crashing on a guard, just makes him change his shot completely. The odds of that shot going down in the hoop is probably not going to happen. I've seen some and ones. Like earlier on in this video, you've seen Andy Varejao get an and one where he's not even looking at the rim, he just tosses it up over his head. And that will be addressed as well
Bruh.
because that is just too frequent as Katie just destroys me right there. But I hope all this is addressed in 2K16 because right now, even Shake and Bake said, the gameplay just doesn't feel right. It feels way too like robotic. Sometimes you don't have
Bruh.
control over your players. Sometimes the passing is delayed. And the biggest gripe I have with this year's game is the fact that it is still keeping players that are shit in the game. If you increase the shooting ability of all the players just by a slight buff, like I'm thinking patch 3, 2K15, if you made CPU defense not as OP'd and toned down the blocks slightly, I think this game would be a lot more enjoyable. Right now, it just feels like a test every time you play the game. Like every game is kind of close for no reason, unless you're playing just someone who's completely garbage. Every game is kind of close. You really can't pull away because the game lets them hit random threes in your face later in the game, or random and ones later in the game, or shots are just missing wide open later in the game. Like this game right here, Lillard was literally cold for the whole game, and I took a shot, I think coming up later in the game, where he's cold and just been cold for the whole quarter. I pulled from three, he still hit it. But how are you fucking cold all game? And I didn't want to take a shot because I know you have to kind of take some shots to get him off of that cold thing, but I know with the shooting being bad, it just wasn't going to go in anyway. And I just hope it is addressed with the patch because it is slightly annoying to play this game at the moment. Call of Duty's coming out right now, tonight actually. Battlefront's coming out. And I will probably be playing those more than 2K, honestly, because it is just annoying to play this game at the moment. And I'm not coming off as complaining. I believe it's constructive criticism because that actually is what's wrong with the game at the moment. It just doesn't have the fun factor of 2K15, 2K14, 2K13, and the most annoying thing is when guys who play solely offline say change the sliders. Like you can't change the sliders online unless you're in a league, and this league is Hall of Fame Sim, nothing adjusted, and it's okay. Like I wouldn't mind shooting 3 and 9, 4 and 9 from 3, but when you're shooting 0 and 9, 1 of 11, 1 and 10, and you're getting decent looks, it's like, come on, man. You got to give me something to work with here because what everyone does now is they pack the paint, stay there with their CPU center, a CPU power forward and just let you try to beat the CPU defense. Thankfully, I've released ways on how to beat the CPU defense, because if I hadn't, I would kind of be getting crushed by now. As you can see, Eric Gordon with a 91-3 misses the most open 3 in the world, and I just want 2K to be fun again. I mean, I really didn't care for patch 4. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it because it made the game kind of fun, but it also did make the game a bit annoying and just super cheesy, and I don't want anything like that, don't get me wrong. I just want something where it rewards smart players and keeps dumb players and bad players out of the game and in competition, because if I'm playing for money, $15 or $20, and I work a nice scheme getting guys like Mo Williams, J.R. Smith, Reddick, Pierce wide open, they're fucking missing, and I lose money because of it, I'm gonna get mad. It's just the way it is, you know. You're gambling your own money. As you can see, Verjao again, that fucking gnat with another buzzer beater shot right there. Just Verjao is like the luckiest, most annoying player in the world. But Lillard comes down and dunks the ball 62-60. He's coming back down with KD and actually put Wesley on KD. My lineup was really small compared to his. Well, guard-wise, he had KD at the point, Wiggins at the 2, Batum at the 3, and Serge and Verjao. I had a big front court with Mozgov and Drummond, but I had to put Wesley on KD because that was my best defender, and I'm actually trying to move Wesley, Thad Young, and Myers Leonard. I was trying to get Joe Johnson, but I don't know. Like, I like his new shot change, but he's not really athletic. Doesn't play too great of defense. My ultimate target right now is easily Chris Middleton. It's a great shot, very easy to shoot with, and plays decent defense for the shooting guard position. And one thing I wanted to say was thanks for the support on the guide. It's been great. You guys have all been very cool with it. And if you haven't gotten one yet, please check them out on PayPal, Google Play, and Amazon. I'm having some issues with iTunes at the moment, but Lillard just spins right around his defense. I tried to spin again at midcourt on Verjao, but Verjao is the GOAT, so that's not going to work. But right here pissed me off. Batum takes a slightly contested 3. His base was even changed because of the contest. I try a stupid lob. He gets it back. And I think 2K is going to let him hit this 3. And it's Durant. He hits that bitch right there. 2-point game, and right now I'm getting nervous trying to get the ball to Lillard or Gordon, and Gordon's a pretty decent free throw shooter, so I figure I'm gonna make at least one. Missed the first one. Alright, so I'm like gonna make the next one 3-point game. At least I'm kind of safe, right? Nope, this bitch clanks it off the rim. He takes a timeout, and right here I thought KD was gonna just destroy me with a game winner, and it's crazy even got that close, but that's the game. I'm out. Peace.